Hello everyone, my name is Azareth, and today I'll be showing you a guide to Holy Priest DPS. Holy DPS, Batman! Yes, priests can now DPS as holy, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do just that. Now, pretty much the only reason we can do this is because Blizz decided to be nice and buff our chakra. Our chakra Chastise now increases our damage done by Shadow and Holy spells by 50%, up from 15, and also reduces the mana cost of Smite and Holy Fire by 90%, up from 75. Now this means two things for us Holy Priests. One, it means we can actually do damage, and two, it means we will never run out of mana while we are DPSing, which is awesome. Before I even get to the DPS, I'm going to talk about another awesome feature of Holy Priest DPS. We can always change our chakra and start healing. Now this is only for emergencies because we don't have any spirit. Our mana will run out really fast and we can only do it for a short amount of time. But, say your healer dies and you need to wait for battle res, or your tank dies and you need to help heal the off tank, you can always jump into a different chakra and help heal. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the stat priority of Holy DPS. You want lots and lots of haste. There is a cap on haste, but it's a lot. It's about 14,000. And next up we have crit. Now you don't need hit because Holy Priests are hit capped by default. You don't need mastery because that's for healing. And you don't need spirit because you won't run out of mana while you're DPSing. Now the reason the haste cap is 14,000 is because our smite is a base cast time of 1.5 seconds, and so is our global cooldown. So our global cooldown in smite will always be the exact same cast time. However, the minimum global cooldown is 1 second, so if our smite goes under 1 second cast, we aren't doing any more DPS than we originally would be. And the amount of haste it takes to get smite down to a 1 second cast is, you guessed it, 14,000. Now I know this seems like a lot, but that's why we have things such as Bloodlust, or Heroism, or Power Infusion. Which leads us to our next section, Talents. So pretty much the only two tiers that matter are the 3rd tier and the 5th tier. For the 3rd tier, you want Mindbender, because it's just a better version of your Shadow Fiend. It has a 1 minute cooldown instead of a 3 minute cooldown, and it does more damage. You won't need Power Word Solace because you won't run out of mana, and From Darkness Comes Light is only for healing. Now for the 5th tier, you're going to want Power Infusion, because it increases your haste by 20% for 20 seconds. It's like your own little heroism. However, if you happen to reach close to the haste cap, you're going to want Twist of Fate. What Twist of Fate does is it increases your damage and healing done by 15% after healing or damaging someone under 20%. Now there are tactics where people use heals to heal people under 20% in order to get that damage buff. I haven't tried it, so you'll have to try it out on yourself. It'll add a little more complexity to your boring rotation. So now on to glyphs. Much like talents, there are only two that are really that important for you. You have Glyph of Holy Fire, which makes your Holy Fire instant. This is a must. And then we have Glyph of Smite, which increases your damage done to targets affected by Holy Fire by 20%. And again, the 3rd glyph and minor glyphs don't matter. Whatever you prefer, it's completely up to you. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for. Yes, that's right. I'm going to teach you the rotation that will make you the best Holy Priest you can possibly be. Smite. That's pretty much it. You just smite a whole bunch and then throw in a few extra things here and there. Now that may be a little bit of an under-exaggeration, but it's pretty much true. Your entire rotation revolves around your smite. Now our priority isn't necessarily a spell. It's casting as many smites as possible while Holy Fire is up. While a target is affected by Holy Fire, you should be doing nothing else other than smiting him. With that said, there are a few other things we want to do other than just smite. Remember, we have our Mindbender and Power Infusion. Now since Mindbender resets our global cooldown and Power Infusion doesn't, we're going to cast our Mindbender right before our first Holy Fire, and Power Infusion right before our first smite. I'll slow a clip down and show it to you step by step. So first we have our Mindbender, then Holy Fire. During the global cooldown we have Potion of Speed and Power Infusion. and then we just smite a whole bunch. Remember to use Holy Fire, Mindbender, and Power Infusion whenever they're up. And that's how you DPS as a Holy Priest. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this, please thumbs up, and thanks for watching everyone.